al-Rahman al-Kawakibi was born in 1854 in the city of Aleppo in Ottoman Syria. He was from an influential religious family, and his father served as an imam at the Umayyad Mosque in Damascus. After completing his Islamic education, al-Rahman al-Kawakibi studied mathematics, philosophy, and law, and he mastered the Arabic and Turkish languages. He later worked in the Ottoman Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Public Works, and in 1892 he was appointed as the Ottoman Mayor of the city of Aleppo. During his time in the Ottoman government, al-Kawakibi noticed a high level of corruption within the administration. Therefore, during his time as the mayor of Aleppo, he opened a special office of complaints where common people could come and submit their complaints about corrupt officials. Because of his sincere services to the people of Aleppo, al-Kawakibi became known as the father of the poor and the advocate for the weak. In 1876, al-Rahman al-Kawakibi was appointed as the editor of the state-funded newspaper known as al-Furat, where he began openly criticizing corruption within the Ottoman government. However, the newspaper was closed down by the government after al-Kawakibi criticized the Ottoman Grand Vizier known as Mehmed Kamil Pasha. Therefore, in 1877, al-Kawakibi began printing his own independent newspaper known as al-Shahba. In this newspaper, he continued to speak out against Ottoman policies, and he criticized the poor economic conditions in Ottoman Syria. He stated, "A tyrannical government is tyrannical in all of its branches, from the supreme tyrant to the policeman to the street sweeper." Eventually, this newspaper was also shut down by the Ottoman government. al-Rahman al-Kawakibi was eventually arrested and sentenced to death by the Ottoman authorities after he was accused of trying to overthrow the Ottoman governor of Syria. However, he was eventually released from prison after he wrote a letter to Sultan Abdul Hamid calling on him to review the false accusations made against him. After being released from prison, al-Kawakibi called on his followers not to work for the government, and he called on intellectuals and scholars to work independently. He also called on the common people to speak out against corruption and injustice. He stated, "The common people are the strength and power of the tyrant. Tyranny distorts the facts in their minds, leading people to believe that the seeker of truth is an immoral person, the one who abandons his right is obedient, the aggrieved complainer is corrupt, and the poor inactive person is righteous." Al-Kawakibi also attacked religious scholars who were falsely using Islam to justify tyranny, and referred to these scholars as the turbans of the Sultan. He stated, "Islam is based on the principles of freedom, eliminating all domination and control, commanding justice, equality, fairness, and brotherhood, and urging benevolence and love. If a nation does not improve its policies, God will humiliate it and replace it with another nation to rule over them." In 1899, al-Kawakibi left the Ottoman Empire after receiving death threats from Ottoman officials, and he took refuge in Egypt. During his time in Egypt, he continued to criticize the Ottoman government in the Al-Mu'ayyid newspaper, and he also wrote a book entitled The Nature of Tyranny and the Struggle Against Slavery. In 1901, al-Kawakibi traveled to various countries around the Muslim world and visited the Muslims of Somalia, Ethiopia, India, China, and Indonesia, and wrote an account of his travels. After returning to Egypt, al-Rahman al-Kawakibi called for the overthrow of the Ottoman government and called for the creation of a new just Islamic caliphate that represented all sections of the Muslim world. On 14th June 1902, al-Rahman al-Kawakibi was assassinated in Cairo after his coffee was poisoned by Ottoman agents.